Jump to gameplay camera. Didn't know that was a thing. Huh. All right. That's one feature done for the day. right. Shipped a feature that the art team wanted. Okay. Now I have to figure out this frickin' thing. So the problem is with the ocean thing is we're using Casey's system, and I don't know how the hell it's supposed to work. And like how I do the thing that I want. Do I do it in MO finish? Search program is so bad. All right, well. Do I plan to keep track of the lowest move count for each level? I don't know. Possibly, possibly not. I'm not going to answer syntax questions right now. I'm trying to do real work. So fuck. Empty panel. So update manipulation. Dude, I don't understand why this is as complicated as it is. Yeah, I don't know how any of this shit is supposed to work. And it's preventing me from doing the work that I want to do that would have already been done if this wasn't in the way. This is the problem with programming. I'm sure this makes sense for Casey, but it doesn't make any sense to me at all. It's something that he did for the witness editor that we ported over. It sort of ported over, but not completely. And that may be part of the problem. Where the fuck is manipulator mode? Why is that? Doesn't help that I want to punch this search program off my computer. Draw? Dude, this search program is terrible. It just takes forever to report results is what's happening. Let's make it take even longer by searching for this. So like, do I need to make a manipulator mode for Ocean in order for any of this to work? Like, I don't understand. I'm just going to guess. I'm just going to guess. I'm just going to printf it. All right. Y. All right. Ocean. Hit test render, hit test render. Render, manipulate. Okay. Unfortunately, I wasn't logging that. I don't think we ever get an MO finish. It's like not part of that system. Right, because we were manipulating and then we're not. All I'm trying to do is do something when I release the mouse button. And this is what I hate about building systems on that, is like, I don't even know anymore how to do something when I release the mouse button. So I have to not do the work that I wanted to do. And I have to stop and just restructure this system until it's something that I understand and am willing to deal with. Yeah, that's what has to happen. There's just like too many different moving parts. Like there's a manipulator mode and there's a grabbing mode, and those are like different things. Like why? Like what the fuck? Like I don't even know. All right, well, if we can make just one or two little changes that move it toward being simpler, then eventually I will be able to do what I really wanted to do. Okay. So grabbing, we're going to clear out any grabbing that we're not actually using, right? Like, so grabbing is, I guess, for UI grabbing. Okay, since we're going back to first principles, okay, first thing we do is uninstall UltraSearch, all right? This program is just making me rage. It's gone. It like not only is so super slow, but it like poops up all my menus and stuff by adding 2 items. It didn't even ask me, I don't think. Okay, uninstall. Used to be barely acceptable. It now no longer is. We're going to try downloading this bear grep program. It has a startup splash screen for the free version. We'll see how this is. Bear grep. All right. UI sure is ugly, but no. All right. So let's search for grabbing type. Look how much faster that is. I would like a setting where it's not gonna fucking flail. Like ever since Google did this, like nobody, I don't want it to update. God, it's so blurry. Incremental searching. No! Do not be the bad version of Google. Okay, this is much better now. All right. There we go. This is good. We want the text to be a little bit bigger because it's so blurry. All right. This looks like poop, but it's still better. No, I don't know. This is hurting my eyes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live with this program, people. Oh my God. I'm going to have to write my own. This is how bad things are. Okay. Why is it? It's like, what is it opening a console and doing there? What? That's not really a useful feature. Why are they running the file instead of like just showing me the file? Like what? Okay. Okay. Maybe that's an option that I can set. All right. Anyway, so all I want to do is just figure, this is just too complicated, all of this stuff. Grabbing a manipulator. So that's how it's supposed to be hooked up. I don't really understand why you set grabbing type blocked. Who sets to manipulator? Dude, this is so much better than frickin' Ultra Search. All right. We begin manipulation. We do set grabbing type. To manipulator. So who sets the manipulator mode? Editor key bindings. Oh, that's for something else. Who sets it? Who sets it? Oh, right. Okay. That is the thing that sets it. So in order to get a finish, okay, we're going to say if manipulator, or if manip mode is equal to mode dot not equal to none, return. Okay. Okay, when we start, we're going to say where was manipulator mode defined? In the editor. Okay, let's try that. Return. False. Manip move, it's the wrong thing. Okay. I shouldn't really draw that in the editor, I don't think. Ocean. Well, that didn't work. Oh, right, because as soon as we're manipulate mode ocean, we stop. Okay. Wait, am I printing out? Let's print this here, just to reduce spam. Okay. So we're going. I still don't get a finish. Oh, the reason is because in end manipulation, we need to have I don't understand this part. Like, where do we get a manipulator state? Manips. manips dot operation. I don't know. It seems like this is, oh God, this is grabbing. Right. This goes here. This seems like something I shouldn't be doing manually, but like I said, I don't totally understand this system. All right, so here, drag, 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 let go. Nope. Well, dude, what the fuck? The fuck? All right, debug build. So is it because I'm not doing begin manipulation? I don't know what the hell active versus hot is. I don't know what any of this stuff is. I don't know why multi-frame accumulation is a separate thing. Okay. Here's our ocean edit right here. This is like in a different place. Manipulate ocean. We don't even do per entity manipulators now. Like, what is all this stuff? Like what I can't tell is when does, so okay, like what even, okay. Not a return. If grabbing is equal to let's do this. Well, so I don't think we ever set this, right? Like begin manipulation. Let's set a breakpoint there. I believe that we never do that for this ocean thing. Right? So let's just start it. We do that. Then why don't we get a finish? We do. Wait, what? Okay. I guess I just never saw that. I should have just set a breakpoint there. I've been frustrated that I couldn't figure out how to make it do what I made it do. Probably we just spammed so many of these. All right, well that's fine. That's fine, okay. So that's good news. So now if we set a breakpoint, oh, we didn't want that. And manipulation. And manipulation. All right. So this is all I was trying to do. This is good, because what I want to do is, you know, so right now we change the ocean value just as soon as you press the mouse button. I want to make it do that when you release the mouse button instead, and the reason is because then you could click and like drag 10 squares and release, and we would just do it, right? So I'm going to actually do the logic for that probably tonight because it's almost time for me to go. But this is good that we managed to get this. Good. Just so that I can do one more concrete thing, I'm going to make it not draw the frickin' thing that we did yesterday in the editor. Where is that? We just did it last night. We should remember it's in Nexus Views. Well, draw Nexus Views. If manager for editing returned, that's all it takes. See, it's so easy to know where to do that, whereas it's hard to know what to do in this thing that Casey wrote. That's the problem with programming, man. All right, so it does it during gameplay. We get to see all our cool levels. I don't know why I made these unlocked by default. Let's fix that. They shouldn't be unlocked by default. I guess I was just doing that because I was testing. Hey, look, it's not doing it in the editor. That's great. Okay. River Maze. All right. If I win this one, we do that. If I win this one, we do those. Still works. It's all good. Okay, well, we're now in the position to do the next thing that I want to do, which is just do that bulk river editing later on. Why not invite Casey? Because we can't do squad streaming, man. Until Twitch gives us the ability to do squad streaming, that's no good. You just got the going live notification. Sorry, we've been live for 45 minutes, which is the amount of time that I had scheduled. 43, but yeah. Any questions about what I was just doing? I didn't do a lot of proactive work right there. We did a little bit, and then it was mostly me figuring out how to do the thing that we will do later, which is the river edit. IRC. When will I make a new game? What do you think I'm doing right now? What do you mean, when will I make a new game? What does it look like I'm doing? What do you want? How do you solve the problem of understanding other people's code? Well, the number one solution to that is don't. Just let people work in their own place, and if you need to interface with that thing, you go talk to them. Do I have a preferred game style aesthetic? No. Is Casey actively working on the game? No, he is not. When I say this is Casey's code, what I mean is it was stuff that he did on the editor for The Witness in like 2014 or 2015. And we ported that over when we ported a bunch of editor stuff, and simplified parts of it. And, you know, because I ported it over and we weren't using all the functionality and stuff, you know, maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe because it's less code, it's simpler, but maybe also because it's less code, some things might actually be harder to understand because I elided some things that would make it make sense. I don't know exactly. That's just what happens when you do that. Is there a reason you started coding on Windows? Because that's where people buy video games. And so you need to work on your game where it needs to be good, where people are going to buy it. Did I literally just paste it in and manually convert? Yes. Yes. Did I port the engine for the Witness? Yes. Well, we didn't port the whole engine because that would be bananas, but we ported parts of it, and then I wrote parts of it new. Like the entity system is completely new. All the gameplay code is completely new, right? And then other stuff like the editor and whatnot started as a port, but then I heavily rewrote many things about them. Ouch? No, I don't think ouch, because if you were to like put code in an automated C++ converter, the output that you get out of that, well, first of all, it's going to be automated output, so it's not going to be maybe as aesthetically nice as you would like. But secondly, you're not paying attention to the code and cleaning it up if you do that, right? If you manually convert it line by line, then you're doing a code review on it. And you can look at things and say like, oh, we don't really need this part, or this other part would be better if blah, 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 right? And so the output that you get from manual conversion like that is much higher quality than if you just put something in a bag and converted it. Now that said, in the long term, it'll be useful to people if we could try to give them ways that they could just throw their code into something and it'll mostly convert. But I don't think that's how you get the highest quality result. I think that's obvious. So it's not really an ouch situation. Have we switched to DirectX Metal completely? No, not yet. Although we probably will for shipping. What about the idea of knowledge sharing that people hype up all the time? I don't know what that means, so I can't say. I don't know what specific kind of knowledge sharing that would mean. Have I heard that Steam will be paying more to authors of successful games? Yes. Do I have any thoughts on the Steamworks API? No, we use Steam to the minimum amount necessary. We don't really do any of the complicated things. So I can't really say much about that. Do I feel game dev streaming on Twitch could get more viewers? Well, what do you mean? Like, people will watch what they're interested in. Like, what's wrong with that? The number of people who want to watch this is the number of people who want to watch it. It's a lot easier to watch Shroud shoot guys than to watch someone program, for example, because to watch someone program and understand it, you have to have probably years of experience, right? Whereas to watch someone shoot guys, you don't have to have any experience at that game, you know, but if you did, you would only need to have played it for like a day or two to understand what's going on. So it's, you know, it's much more accessible to watch people game stream, I think. And there's inbuilt excitement in game playing that there isn't in the same way in programming. So I don't think it's surprising that a lot more people watch people play games than program. The idea that everyone should work on all or most parts of the code so that the code is distributed to the team. Well, I think it helps if everybody has a little bit of experience, but in the extreme, I think that's a bad idea. Because what you really want is experts. What you really want is somebody who really knows how a particular system works deeply and who could, you know, rewrite it better if you need to. the whole thing. And you often will need to. And if you generate a system where instead of that, you have just sort of this hodgepodge of code where everybody's contributing and nobody's really an expert on it, I think that's a mistake. I think that leads to much worse results. So I would not do things that way. You enjoy hearing someone being constructive. Well, that's good. Of course, sometimes things are more constructive than others. Like, sometimes I come on and I'm just grumpy about what I have to do. And sometimes we totally own for 5 hours straight in a positive way, like in yesterday's stream. So, Milk turning camp. That's true. You do get that. We had that last night. Who the hell are Gamma Bros? Type Gamma Bros into Google and you will be able to play a free game. Do I ever feel imposter syndrome? No, and I don't think that's really a thing. Again, my rant about imposter syndrome is it's not... So there is a real psychological effect called imposter syndrome, but that's not what everybody on the internet is talking about, right? People on the internet seized that name and used it inappropriately for their accurate feeling that they don't know what they're doing at their job, okay? Most people are bad at their job and don't know what they're doing. That's not a syndrome. That's an accurate depiction of the situation. And so to pretend it's not true, people want to pretend it's not true that they're bad at their job. They want to pretend that they're actually good and it's just a mental issue. It's just confidence or something, right? No, it's just if you're bad at your job and your brain is telling you you're bad at your job, then just pay attention to that and try to figure out how to get better at the job. Try to figure out how to get mastery, right? But it seems to me is what most people are talking about when they say imposter syndrome. And I don't like that whole trend because I feel like it's a trend about dodging the actual problem. It's not a problem. Like, it's useful information. Like, if you feel like you're in over your head and you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that, that is part of the feedback loop that your brain uses to improve at things, right? The proper thing is to proceed to the next step of the feedback loop, which is to work on the individual places that you feel you're not up to snuff and become up to snuff in at least one of those places, right? If you can even improve one thing, then you're going in the right direction and eventually will have mastery of a task, right? If you even can improve one thing at a time. Whereas if you just go, oh, it's just imposter syndrome, everything's fine, everybody has imposter syndrome, then you'll improve 0 things at a time and you'll always be bad, right? So that's why I don't like that. Right, that's the thing, right? If you're early in your career, if you're new at a job, you're not expected to be the seasoned decades expert. So it's okay to be bad at the job, that's fine. But also, it's fine as long as you are legitimately improving, right? As long as you're legitimately improving. Yeah, get good, man. That's the thing. how long are these streams usually? Well, they're kind of random. Like today I started streaming right before going out and doing some stuff. Last night I streamed for like 5 hours. What does an employer gain from hiring someone like that? You mean someone who's not good, who they hope will get good? Well, that's just part of, like, as a company, you do both things, right? You try to hire people who are already really good, right? But you also try to teach people and bring them up because, well, first of all, societally, you just need to do that or there won't be any experts, right? But secondly, you just can't, like, people who are actually experts at what they do are very hard to even find. And if you find them, they're very hard to hire. And so if you want to develop a group of people who are good, some of them you just have to train up. That's just how it is. And so you need to have a process for that. Yeah. Yes, it's true that also it's hard to get a bunch of experts to work together well and all these things. That's all true too. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out. Thank you for stopping by. And maybe tonight we will do this other thing. I'm going to check in. I'm going to check this in because I might want to work on it outside. Okay. Yeah, so next stream, what we're going to do is we're going to make the ocean manipulator like store its state and we will do a bulk edit situation. Maybe we won't make the change delay. Like maybe we can just leave the code how it mostly is. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think most of what's going on is just going to be to draw the interface for the bulk edit and then etc. Do I think there is any use in some kind of universal modeling language? No, not really. Do I think software engineer or computer engineer? I mean, I don't know what the difference between those two things is at your university. Is that software versus hardware? Well, what are you interested in? I don't know. I can't say. All right, everybody. See you later.